And then Mike.
Hi.
And family.
And family. 4 boys.
4 boys. Baby boy. What's the baby boy's name?
Gideon.
Gideon.
And what's your name? Eli.
Eli.
Ira.
Ira was the baby when y'all first came, right?
Yes.
Ira's
The baby when we got Andrew.
Ira's 2.
Iris too.
Yeah. Him and Andrew been growing up together.
They have been. Best friends from day 1.
Yeah.
And then the oldest is 8. Can you help for him?
What's up, Micah?
Come sit with Daddy.
You want to say hi? You gonna get on the interview? So who got the best stories about Andrew?
Nah.
Okay, tell us a story. What'd he do?
Good story.
They go. Normally, sometimes whenever I first walk in the door, he just runs around trying to find shoes.
Okay. Your shoes?
Yeah.
What's the best thing about them?
That sometimes he lays on me whenever I'm watching a show and keeps me company.
Oh yeah, they good company.
So good company.
Yeah. The best thing. So, what made y'all decide when y'all was looking for a dog? What made y'all decide on a Boerboel puppy?
That was all Michael.
Yeah, I've been looking at Boerboels for years, ever since I seen my first one about 8 years ago.
Okay, then you saw one in person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. So most people haven't seen one.
So that's when I was a newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 years ago. So then you're looking online, and then what happened?
Found you the closest one.
Right. Okay then. Okay. And I had the litter of puppies, and then we'll go from there.
Yep.
I was originally coming to get a female.
Okay.
Caitlin sits down and Andrew crawls in her lap. That's the end of that story.
He picked me.
It-
So sweet.
Yeah, he did. I remember that. It's like he
You were bottle
snuggled
feeding
up.
babies. Yeah.
Right.
You were bottle feeding everybody, and he just climbed in and fell asleep and didn't care. He didn't want anything to do with the food. He didn't care.
Right.
And he got passed from kid to kid and went back in and went back to sleep.
And when we first got Andrew, all the puppy was fighting us.
Right. Yeah.
And does anybody know how that fan got broke?
I'm not worried about the broken fan.
Right. So Andrew, he came to you. The dog, you didn't pick the dog. He kind of picked you.
He picked me. Yep. He needed me. Or I
It's-
needed him.
It's funny how the dogs do that, even from like the puppies.
Oh yeah.
So you picked the dog. You came back. You came back in 2 weeks, or what was it? 4 or 6
weeks.
weeks later. 6 weeks later, when you came and picked him up. When you first brought the dog home, then what happened? What was that like?
Right.
Amazing.
Daddy was
He-
like holding the puppy.
Yes. Mommy drove and Daddy held Andrew on the way home.
Then at some point, he climbed back with us and stood in the middle.
Right.
Sat between you guys in your car seats.
Yeah, he didn't. That's the best way I think to transport him home too.
Yeah. He was right
Just,
between them.
just ride in the car,
Yeah.
ride on the lap.
And we went to PetSmart and got toys. Extra toys.
Mhm.
And we came home. And what did we do?
He still tried to sit between the car seats.
He does.
Quite fit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah, they want to be, if they could, they'd be in the driver's seat.
he is. He gets in the passenger seat. That's his spot unless Michael's with us in the car. And then he's next to Michael, mean mugging him the whole time because he's in his spot.
Yeah.
He has to be. He usually has his paw on my leg as I'm driving. He has to be touching me while I'm driving at all times.
Yeah.
And a lot of times his head's right there.
Like he trying to
up
make sure.
against mine.
You say it again?
His head will be next to mine as I'm driving, trying to push it.
Right.
So next to me at all times. He's Velcro-y, very Velcro-y. But we came home and he crate trained amazingly. He first night I think he whined for probably about 5-10 minutes in his crate, and then from then on he was comfortable. He never had an accident in his crate. never once. And he potty trained within 4 months. He was fully potty trained, and then he was completely like trained for the house and everything. 5.5 months, and then we started leaving him out of his crate. Since then, he did puppy classes, and the trainer actually told us that he could skip the next 2 classes, and he could just go to the advanced adult because he was catching on so quickly.
Wow.
A lot of the time it was an hour-long class. Okay. It was an hour-long class, and we were through the material so quickly that we would just stand there and we're like, oh, there's nothing else to do for the rest of the class because he caught on so quickly.
And what age was that?
He started at 4 months.
Okay. So other dogs there is around the same age, or?
Yeah, but there was actually no other dogs in our class, so it was just one-on-one.
Oh wow. So that was a real treat.
Yes, and he loved her. Her name was Stacy. Yeah, he loved her. And that was at Petco, and we'd go around the store every day and get a new toy every time. He was only spoiled a little bit.
Yeah, he seems really social.
He is.
So he gets along pretty much. You take him a lot of places?
In the car, we do a lot. And then we did a lot of the pet stores and stuff at first, and then we have a hiking trail right down the road that we go to.
Okay.
And we'll do our walks. But he doesn't like walks too much. It's a little
Oh really?
easy.
Yeah, all that muscle is tough to be walking around. You know, it's not built for a whole lot of walking and running.
No, he likes his short walks and then come home and get in the bed and sleeps the rest of the time.
Yeah, exercising. He don't want to lift weights probably.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah, he likes weights.
So how did he get along with the children?
Awesome. Eli and him have been best friends since they were little. He was 2 years ago, so what? You were 4. Yeah. So they would sleep together, they cuddle together. He's in Eli's bed usually every night with him. And then he gets in with Gideon's on the swing. He'll be on the swing by him, making sure they're okay. And a lot of the times when the heat's on, he pushes the kids out of the way to lay in front of the heater, and then they lay on top of him when the heat's on.
Right.
He loves the heat.
Everybody exchange like a huddled up like a pack.
Yeah, pretty much. Underneath the blanket, he'll lay his head on the pillow. But when the kids go outside and play, they usually take Andrew with them, off the leash, of course. And as long as the dog's out there with him, I'm not worried because I know he'll be protective of him, keep him safe, and alert me if anything happens.
Yeah, he was very, very protective when I first came up. He was like circling around. Is that normally how he greets?
New people, yes. What we always do is when new people come over, we take him outside to meet them, so that way he knows that we're inviting them in.
Right.
But normally what he'll do is he'll circle everybody for about 5 minutes and do his grumble is what we call it, where he like talks. And after usually about 5 minutes or so, as long as we've shown that they're okay and that we're inviting them in, he settles down and we'll sit next to him and accept pets and loves and then lay down and do his thing.
Right, he does that circling though. What do you think that the message that he's trying to make when he does
saying
that?
This is his home and he's going to protect us no matter what, so don't mess with us.
Right, yeah, it's really intimidating. That's something that you gotta be ready for though, or you kind of gotta know what to do.
We're like, hey, we have a large dog, so if you're kind of scared, don't come. It's our dog's house. So yeah, if you don't like the slobber or the hair or
right,
our dog, then bye.
Don't come over here. I'm the same way, cause he gonna be out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He gonna be out.
He does not. This is him. He doesn't go in his crate. He doesn't get tied out. He doesn't get locked in a room. No, it's.
You walk in the room, you probably tell him
Oh yeah.
to get out.
Yeah.
Full range. I mean, he's allowed on the sofa. He's allowed on the chair. He's allowed on the beds. He's not allowed to jump on the counter.
Right.
He's allowed to.
He's a part of the family.
Yes.
So what do you say his role as the protector of the children though? How does he fulfill that role?
He's mostly the protector of Gideon.
Really?
Yeah. Like
The baby?
Every time Gideon's in the swing, this is what he does.
Yeah.
He gets over there by the swing. and lays.
down on this metal rail and he doesn't care.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the times you're like, Andrew, move, because he's blocking the swing, so the swing can't move. Hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very with the baby. He has to make sure the baby is safe because he can't get up. He can't move from his spot. So he's definitely more with the littlest ones.
Instead of the biggest ones.
Yeah. But then when you guys go outside and play,
And the
he's with
biggest
you.
one in the family is the man that's in the rolly chair.
Dad.
Yeah. He's the tallest and biggest in the family.
So what is the dog's role? Okay, so we talked about the dog's role as the protector. He goes outside. Compared to other dogs, what do people say about him when they see him?
He's huge. He's very intimidating looking. Is he nice? Like, as long as you don't mess with me, he'll be nice.
Right.
Like, as long as you're fine, he's fine. But no, he is a really good dog. I mean, my mother's in her 60s, and she took him out on a walk and on a leash and was like, wow, Andrew's he's so nice, and he's so good, and he doesn't pull, and yeah, he's fabulous.
Yeah, he probably recognized that if he did pull, he could probably potentially maybe knock her down.
Well, he'd get in trouble with me. He doesn't want to disappoint me, I think.
Right.
In a way. One time I lectured him because he pulled a stuffing out of one of his toys and got a squeaker. And I sat in the chair and I lectured him with the squeaker toy. And ever since then, he's never tore up another toy.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
like to say he doesn't want to disappoint me. That's why he doesn't chase my chickens. That's why he doesn't chase the horses. That's why he's never bad, I think. I don't know, is it weird?
Yeah, he's always looking to please.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like a person, I think. I swear he's a person.
Yeah, the early handling along with the yeah. So what did we say? Where did we leave off at?
Oh Lord, I don't know. Okay,
So what's the best thing about him?
best thing about him,
Yeah.
he's so snuggly.
Yeah.
I literally will get in bed and he'll jump up and I can cuddle him no matter what.
And same with me, he jumps up and growls at me.
He'll put his arm like around the kids or around me, or like when he's in bed. Last night I used him as, especially when I was like super pregnant, I used him as like a body pillow. Put my leg up on him and he just lets you do whatever you want.
Right.
I sit there and I'll hold his paw, I'll play with his jaws, boop his little nose. He lets you do whatever you want.
So yeah, let's talk about that when you were pregnant, because I'm sure a lot of people had questions about that, right?
Probably.
Yeah, like what's it like having a dog? How do they get along with the children? And then having a new baby.
Right.
Bringing in a new baby with a big dog that's a protective, oriented dog.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
I noticed when I was pregnant, he was more protective of me versus anybody. But he's my dog, I guess I would say. He's more mine. Like I'm his person. He wants to please me. He's with me. He's Velcroed to me. If I'm not, he does protect me. If I'm not near, he seeks out. I mean, I go in a room and he'll follow. So when I was pregnant, he was more aware of that and I think more protective of it. But yeah, he was fine. I mean, we cuddled a lot. He was in bed all the time with me.
So when you brought the baby home, did it continue to be, or did it kind of? Because I noticed that, like you said, he said, we making a video.
Yeah, buddy.
like you said, you said that he goes by the baby swing.
Yes.
So
When we first brought Gideon home, what we did is we brought him in his carrier, and then first we let him out and kind of saw me because I was in the hospital for. Oh man, we were in the hospital for 4 days. I was. So when we came home, he came and got his wiggles out, saw me, and everything was letting me know I was okay. Letting him know, hey, I'm home, everything's good to go. Then we brought Gideon in his carrier. We brought him in and he was really curious. He went around and sniffed him and looked at him. And then once we got him out, okay, he's fine. Once we got him out, he gave him a lick and then, okay, and kept on doing his Andrew thing.
So how does he behave around the baby? Is he How does
He's curious. when he would cry within the first couple weeks in his bassinet and stuff, he was right by the bassinet. He was right with him. He wanted to be next to him, make sure he was okay. If I wasn't getting up to get him, he's looking at me kind of like, hey,
Right.
the baby's crying. But yeah, he's with him a lot more than the other ones, just because I think he knows that he can't get up and move and run and
So he's protective,
Oh,
more
yeah.
so of the baby.
yeah, than the other ones. Yes.
Yeah. So, a big, strong dog like that, and do you worry about him like knocking over the babies, or has he ever?
He's never knocked him over on purpose. Accident, yes, but never on purpose. With Ira, he's two. He'll get his treats and he'll tell him to sit, and he'll give him commands, and then he'll give him his treats. Very easy. The kids do the feeding.
Okay.
They always do their feeding. A lot of the times when they're eating, he knows not to go near their food, but a lot of the times Ira will be like, bite for me, bite for Andrew, bite for Colby, and he likes to give little bites. The kids have free range and grab the toys, and so, but no, I'm not worried. If Andrew's with the kids, I'm not worried
Right.
at all.
Yeah. So not worried about
I'm not worried about him hurting him. I'm not worried about him knocking him over, nothing. I know if something would happen, Andrew would protect them and do anything that he can possible to save them.
almost like Lassie,
Almost, yeah.
but
Except more handsome.
right, more robust. Yeah. So
Stay on that chair.
Like,
what about birds and stuff, animals?
He's never ever shown aggressive. Since the day one we started with Leave It, because when we first brought him home, I had about 100 chickens, and they were free ranging, so they were in the yard. And
Oh.
we started off right away with no leash on him. And started commands right when we got home. And we started Leave It, and he's never once chased them. He's never once been aggressive with them. I had rabbits. He would go with me at feeding time. When he was about 10 weeks old, the farrier came out to clip the horse's hooves. He went with me, and he sat, no leash, and he sat underneath a chair that we have in the barn and just laid there as he was getting the horse's feet worked on. He's never chased them. He'll go with us when we turn in and turn out, and he just stands in the aisleway and watches. But he doesn't show aggressive. He's not afraid of them. But yeah, he's just right there with us. It's just an everyday kind of thing.
He comes with you on the day-to-day.
Oh yeah. He comes with us pretty much every time. What we did was from the very beginning, every time we'd go outside, he was with us constantly, just come every time. So no matter what we were doing, he was outside with us. So feeding, watering, going out to play, going to the playground, going to get lunch.
Off
he was
leash.
with us. Off leash. Yeah, now when we would get out of the van, I'd always have the leash on him, like in the van, and then when we'd get off, out of the van, like at places, obviously, he's on the leash. But at home, he has free range. He doesn't go on a leash at all, and he stays right with you.
and really, the leash is just to make other people feel.
Yeah,
Right.
make everybody feel safe.
Yeah, it ain't because you're worried about him running
No.
off into the street or something like that,
Oh,
or
goodness. The only time that he goes where you can't visibly see him is when he has to poop. He likes to hide to poop.
yeah, go far away.
Yeah, he likes
Far
to get
away.
behind a bush or a tree, so you don't see him poop. But that's it. Then he comes right back with his jaws flopping.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, that was right on cue.
Why are you poking me?
So we talked about the training. We talked about him with strangers. We talked about him out in public. We talked about him in the house. What else? His intelligence.
He's so smart. And I was gonna say you wanted to talk about his head, but I don't know what to say about his head. It's just
He got a big head. I think we got this.
it's large and in charge. He's
Right.
always had a big head.
Yeah, I mean, that head is a
Yeah,
really
his
nice
head's always
head
been
too.
really heavy, and then his paws have always been really big.
Well, the head is a big part of the breed. It's something that, should be expressed. The head is like a feature that should stand out.
Right.
It should be pronounced.
Okay.
And it give a visual aspect of power. The appearance of power. And they're supposed to be a imposing figure of strength. It's different than a guard dog like that, a police dog.
Okay.
where the police dog is doing all the running and jumping, and the Boerboel is like what he's doing now, just sitting here in the middle. He's supposed to be amongst the family.
Right.
So, in terms of him as a Boerboel compared to the other Boerboel that you have, what would you say about that? Because the other Boerboel, oh, she right over there.
I don't even know where she is. She's hiding. He has made me love the breed from day one. I was reserved. I had no clue. Mike came home and was like, "This is the dog that we're gonna get," and I was like, "What now?" He goes, "Yeah, we're getting this dog. This is our family dog." And I just looked at him and was like, "Okay, you're my husband. I'm gonna trust you. It's fine. Let's just do this." So that's when I called you, and it was right after Coda had the babies. And I think we talked on the phone for a good hour, like hour and a half almost.
Okay.
And it was amazing.
Why is his phone
We just kept
cracked?
talking. Shh. Stop being nosy. People's phones crack. It happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm rough with a phone, man. You'll see. You'll see.
He's so nosy.
Inquisitive. Yeah. Yeah, that's how they are though. That's boys being boys. Like my nephew ran out at you because you just being a boy,
Right.
you know.
They're
He
so
just
rough.
being a boy. But yeah, he definitely is one of the best dogs that I've seen. And
He's honestly like the best dog. Granted, I've only ever had mutts, like mixed dogs we got from the pound or the shelter or tied to a tree and I stole. That's
right.
how Colby came about. They tied to a tree, had no food, no water, nothing, no shelter. I just went over and unhooked the way too tight collar that was on him and walked away with him.
Yeah, that's a rescue.
Yeah, 17, I'm invincible, I can do what I want, kind of thing.
But with this dog, looks like an amazing physical condition.
Yes.
What do y'all do for exercise?
Honestly, he just goes with the kids and playtime. And they're rough boys.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, he's out there, we have the acreage that they go run and play and jump and do everything. We do family walks over the weekends, down at the track, the walking track.
No special diet though.
No, he's still on Eukanuba. He was on Eukanuba puppy food, large breed, and now he's on the Eukanuba large adult breed food. He gets a raw leg from the chickens in his food. And then, yeah, he gets raw meat during the week, but it's never a specific time or day. It's just when I'm cooking, I'll throw some down. And then his treats. He gets his milk bones. And then the Kong, he'll get his Kong like filled with his kibble and then like peanut butter, blueberry yogurt just for the urinary tract. But that's it.
Yeah. Nothing fancy.
No, nothing fancy at all.
Yeah. Well, I think
Balls,
you said come on, keep going here.
awesomeness, how amazing he is because he's so intelligent and just literally my favorite thing about him is when you go to take a shower, when you go to the bathroom, you go to take a shower, okay? So I'm a mom and I have 4 kids that are constantly always all over me. Andrew goes in there with me and he'll sit in front of the door so nobody can open the door. And he locks it so I can have my me time and it's beyond amazing.
Yeah, like nobody else can enter.
Yeah, and he lays in front of the door and he does it with anybody that's in the shower. So that's his little special time.
One-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah.
Yeah, that's his private, personal time that he make.
He is just, overall, he's an awesome, wonderful dog. He was so easy to train. He is not aggressive. He's not loud, not obnoxious. I mean, his farts are terrible. And he snores, but other than that, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
He climbs up in bed and cuddles and snuggles with you. He's happy to be out with you playing or running or jumping or walking, or he's completely content laying on the couch with you and snuggling all day long. He's just, as long as you're with him, he doesn't care what you do.
Right. His main thing is being close by your side.
Exactly.
So what would you say his purpose is? Like some dogs is hunting dogs. Some dogs might be, let's say, a protection dog. But my thing, I feel like the best capacity for the Boerboel is like a
He's a
family dog.
Yeah, he's part of the family. He's a family dog. He'll be productive when he needs to be, and he knows and he can sense it, but he just wants to be with you and be with the family and a part of you. And that's exactly what he is. He's our family.
Right.
He's a family dog.
You got any final words in closing?
Babe, you got any final words or closing? Juju's.
You have one more here.
What'd you say? You say you ain't got a one?
Kiss. Andrews. Wait, I gotta sit down. Come here. Let me show you your dolls.